Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to yet another Stone Cold Hockey video to do with the 2005-2006 Buffalo Sabres. The Sabres, right now, we are 43, 22, and 7, so we've played 72 games, 10 more left to go. We're 24 points out of Ottawa, and Ottawa practically has the Northeast sewn up. Devils lead by 8 over the Rangers in the Atlantic. Carolina might have the Southeast, so it looks like Ottawa and Carolina will definitely be two of the top three seeds. In the West, Detroit's got a 12-point lead. It's not really over. Minnesota 5 on Vancouver, and Dallas 7 up on Anaheim. Goal scoring, Danny Heatley and Alex Ovechkin 55, Choo 51, Brian Gianta with 46, which is surprising. Points wise, Heatley leads over V and stuff. We don't have any. Well, if they didn't get out Snell 29, so we have someone in the top 30 points. All right. We're at it. Murder Bureau, 6th place, 17-6-3 with a 2-3-2 goes against behind Emery, Legacy, Fernandez, Foucault, and Osgood. So Detroit's looking good. Hasek has fallen. He's fallen the 7th, and Ryan Miller, our main guy, is 18th and goes against 265. So we are 43, 22, and 7, 250 goals scored. That is only behind the Sens and the Panthers. Sorry, it's the Sens and the Canes in the East, and we're 194 against. That's the third best in the conference behind Ottawa and Carolina. We are 4-7 away from 4-7 in extra time, which isn't good. 26-8-3 at home, 17-14-4 on the road. So we know where we stand. Right now we are fourth by a point over Florida for the number 4 spot. Montreal has 88 points, then Atlanta 85. Rangers 78, just leading Philly by 2 points. Philly does have 2 games in hand. That's a big moment. So yeah, we would play Florida. 10 games left. We could still. I think the worst we can do is like 10th. Playoff teams in the East. The West, Dallas has a 107. Colorado nipping San Jose right now by 1 point. San Jose does have a game in Pa. If you look at the shootout, every East team, Toronto looks good in the shootout. Us in Florida, we actually can't win in the shootouts. So that's amazing. Shootouts 4-0 by Edmonton in the shootout. That's helped them out. San Jose has not been to a shootout. That's amazing. We have Calgary and LA chasing but not winning a shootout. Overtime, heroics. The Red Wings are 4-0 in overtime. Yeah, we have 26 home wins. That is third in the conference between Ottawa and Carolina. 17 road wins. That's not good. Highlights wise, we've had 54 hat tricks in the NHL. We've had 12 games in the 30s for points. So we're going to go with the highest one. It sounds like Phoenix from January 28th when Phoenix was up 5-2 and gave up 5 straight goals in the third period. New Jersey Islanders just a while ago. Islanders were up 4-0 and gave up 6 straight to the Devils. They ruins their playoff chances. Colorado Pittsburgh from December 10th. Colorado was up 4-0, but Pittsburgh wins. New Jersey Philly from second night when New Jersey was up 4-0 and gave up 5 straight. Washington Tampa from October 28th. That was an 11-goal fest. Florida Atlanta from March the 6th. Shootout winner by Atlanta. Detroit St. Louis on October 6th in the second game of the year. Philly Florida from March 15th. Philly was up 4-1 at one point, but blew it to the Panthers. Nanimaki just sucks. Rangers Tampa from March 25th as well. Tampa was up 4-1. Rangers had to win in overtime. That's so sweet. And we'll just go for that 32 points. Atlanta, Carolina from January 4th when it was 11 Goal Fest. All right, so we are in New Jersey. This is a tough one against the Devils, who are leading the Atlantic. And what do you know? Fatso, aka Martin Brodeurs in the net. We have Ryan Miller. So U.S. Canada, they have Scott Clemson as the backup. Ryan Miller with Martin Biron and Mika Norton are your goalies. Chris Drury is our main point getter. Of course, great player, terrible GM with the Rangers. Alex Kudalik, Danny Briere before he went to Philly was good. Tommy Fannin from Moustria, Maxim Fannin-Aganoff, our points leader. JP Dumont, Derek Roy, Kitchener. That's right, from Kitchener Ranger. Jürgen Hacht, Jason Pominville, Tim Connolly, Brian Campbell, the Bruiser, Paul Gostad, Mikey Greer, Hendrik Towlander, Taylor Pyatt, J. McKee, Roy Fitzpatrick, Keppel Newman, former Justice Coyotes legend, Dmitry Kalinin, Anna Mer, Yaron Novotny, Tony Lemon, Danny Pyatt, and Nathan Page. The Devils' non-goalies: Brian Giunta, Scott Gomez, the Pirate of Aluska, Jamie Langenbrunner, what a name, Patrick Elias, great player, John Madden, not the football coach, boom, Sergei Brulin, Zach Parise before he found his niche in Minnesota, Alex Mogilny, now in the Hockey Hall of Fame, thank goodness for that, Victor Kozlov, former Panthers icon, Jay Petvaldo, Grant Marshall, triple overtime hero in 2003, Brian Rafalski, Paul Martin, not the Prime Minister, Eric Rasmussen, Vladimir Belikov, Colin White, Sean Brown, Richard Ravchuk, former Dallas Star, Brian Lukovich, also Dallas, Thomas Pillman, Barry Tellickson, Dan McGillis, before he became big, Tommy Abilene, he was slowing down a bit, and David Hale. Here we go. 2 minutes into the game, closer, they lack protection. Much later. Here for us, Kalika. 3 minutes later. They have a chance and they don't. 4 minutes later. Skiers! Daddy Briere on the wraparound. His 28 from Hackton Greer makes it 1-0. And then addition, they get too aggressive. It's Pandolfo. Can we take advantage? Woo! Score! Power play goal. Going to pump you up. The Austrian Vanek, his 28 from Durian Roy, makes it 2-0. And we're looking good. Yeah, I know we're ahead by 7 points on those guys, but the problem is the division. That's right. Their division leaders. 2 minutes later, we got a shot. 4 minutes later. Damn it, we take a penalty. It's not getting enough of it. And Gomez scores 27. Two minutes later, addition. We get the penalty. It's Kulik, of course. But we kill the zone on them, so no big deal. 5 minutes later, a fight between Pyatt and Hale. The stand-up fires up both benches. Well, it doesn't hurt us. Roy delivers a hit. Number 47 is tied. Brian Giunta with 47 goals. That just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make fucking sense. Well, at least they got a penalty. It's Colin White. Can we take advantage? Skeeter! Power play goal. He ain't Pam Greer. He's Mike Greer. His 9 from Finnegan and Teppel. Crazy thing is, I have this book called 150 Years of Hockey and all that because 1875 was the first year of hockey being cataloged. And then 2025. They said Mike Greer was the first black GM in NHL history. I did not know that. Well, now you do. 5 minutes later. First order, fight. Gallstad fights Colin White. Big rip brawl. But Colin White hits us. It actually hurts them because Colin White's a good defenseman. 4 minutes later. We can't take advantage and Paul Martin goes to the box. Can we take advantage of that? We do! Power play goal. The population of Palmerville adds 1,000, as Palmerville is now 10,000 people. Connolly and Greer with the assistants 4-2. Empty net time. Mike Greer. Yahtzee! From Briere. Games at match. Well, we took control of the first period. They took control of the second period, but we took control of the third period when we need it. And we need those points against Florida to make sure Florida doesn't fuck us up. Mike Greer is our hero. 2 goals. I gotta be a hero, baby. Florida. Well, Carolina does us a massive favor, winning 5-1. We want that 4th place finish because we definitely can't catch Ottawa for the division. We are playing Toronto. Oh, you know what that means. And Florida is playing their in-state rivals. And Tampa can't do us a favor. So we go to Toronto. Do, 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 Do 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 do. Miller versus Belfort. Do 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 do. At the ACC. Do do do. Mikael Takquist and JC Oben is their backups. Here's Matt Sundin, number 500. Oh, nope, that's the next year. There's Darcy Tucker. Ponkarowski, Becky Bodil, Alex D. J. and Chad Gilger, Matt Stajan, Nick Anderbell, go, oh, well, what did Eric, Lindros, Toes, Kaberle, Alex, Havana, Tainomi, Mercher, Koski, and Clee, John Paul, and Carla, Collective Flow, Clark Wilmini, and Y. Aki Burke, Luke Richardson, Wade B. Jay Harrison. Those are your non-goalies. Do do do. Yeah, the Hockey Night in Canada theme song. Well, Matt Sundin, the face of the Leafs. Everyone thought that was a dumb move trading Wendell Clark for him in 1994. Big mistake. The fans love him. Darcy Tucker, the spirited member, have his hockey card signed. Alex Ponkarowski, Pony Boy. Brian McCabe, great defenseman. Jeff O'Neill, former Carolina King, which sucks because Carolina won the Stanley Cup that year. Alex Steen, big mistake by the Leafs getting rid of him. Thomas Steen's done. Jason Allison, too little too late for his playing career. Chad Gilger, Matt Stajan, Nick Anderpoff, Kyle Wellwood was better off as a non-Leaf. Nick Anderpoff, 6'6". I got his autograph, I think, too, right? I can't remember. Eric Lindros, like 5 years too little too late to be a Leaf. Thomas Kaberle, great defenseman. Alex Havanoff, unfortunately died in that locomotive crash 5 years later. Ty Domi, the enforcer. Sherkowski, the Polish prince. Ken Klee, John Paul, Koryakovo, Clark Wilm, Ian White, Aki Berg, Luke Richardson, back with the Leafs. He was a first round draft pick by the Leafs in the 80s, and then he's back. Wait, be like, we don't want to know about that. And the score, Sundin 36 from the the puck is over on Hockey Night. 5 minutes later, double hit. 2 minutes later, double hit. We're hitting each other. 3 minutes later, no. 3 minutes. Enforcer, fight. Adam Mayer, White Beadluck. Good fight. Well, White Beadluck is an enforcer. Adam Mayer, we don't fucking care. Jet skiers. The population of Palmerville is added by 1,000. That's its 11th. So 11,000 people. Kudali can then again off will pick up the assist. Much later. Doesn't transfer is hacked. Fook. 5 minutes later. No. So 1-1 after 40. Head Belfer is a tough son of a gun. And we take a damn penalty. It's hacked. What the heck? And Sundin does it again. Yeah, that's good. Fuck you. 2-1. 4 minutes later. The first time we scored. He ate Tim Conway from the Cameron Burnett show. He's Tim Connolly. He's now got 20 goals. Congratulations and celebrations on that one. Campbell with assist. 5 minutes later. Now we take a penalty at Dumont. Sundin gets whacked. No hat trick for you, buddy. 4 minutes later. Forcer? Action? Fight? A split. Oh. What does that split mean? Well, anyway, Derek Roy fights Ty Domi. What the fuck? Derek Roy? Derek, what the fuck are you thinking? It's Ty Domi. Well, we hurt Domi, but we get hurt. One of our guys is hurt. And it's 2-2. Headed to overtime. See what happens. Overtime heroics. Danny Briere. Says 29 from Teppel and Callender makes it 3-2. Who needs Derek Roy? We got the goal. We win on prolongation. Well, goes to prove that Derek Roy wasn't everything. Danny Briere puts up his 29th of the year, and we beat the Leafs. They do get a point, but I think they're pretty much almost all but done in the playoff hunt. Well, Florida won, so we needed to win. Yes, we did. Monday, we are in. We played Toronto again in Toronto. Well, the only problem is the rule of thumb is that we cannot play the same team twice within one video. Florida lost to Tampa. Tampa did us a favor. McLennan, well, Noodles losing to John Graham, whose father Ron was a WJ goalie, and his rights were actually picked up from the Boston Bruins to the LA Kings. LA traded their first round pick in 1979 to get Ron Graham, and it turned out to be Ray frickin' Bork. Florida got goals by Rick Jackman, Kayakowski, Nathan Horton, but Tampa scored LeCavalier, Fedotenko, Prospo, and Modine. But Toronto gets revenge 6-3 as Marty Biron loses to Ed Belfour. Sure, Mayor Kunnalik and Vinogenoff scored, but Steen, O'Neill, Sundin, Wellwood, Allison, and Ponyboy scored. So that's bad news. We can't take advantage of Tampa helping us out. It's like, Fook. Okay. So we host Ottawa. Boy, oh boy. Florida beats Atlanta. I kind of had a hunch. That was not what I wanted. Anyway, we go to Buffalo. We go to. I know. We lost, though. Yeah, we lost. So we have to simulate. And bad news. Well, good news is we took it overtime. Bad news, we lost. Dominic Hasek came to Buffalo and beat us. Overtime heroics by Patrick Eaves. Well, we were down 3-1, but Vanek and Roy scoring goals. We did get a point out of it. Yeah, that's right, because we lost that game. Yeah, we lost that game, so we have to simulate. We don't play on the 6th. Neither does Florida. Well, we had played Philadelphia, and we beat them. Ashton Miller, first period goal by Kalinin from Pyatt. Surprised that was the only goal. Florida beats a worthless Pittsburgh squad. So how many games do we have left? I think we have 5 left, right? Yeah, there's 5. Okay, well, we play in Ottawa on Hockey Night in Canada. I think everyone's playing. Well, I don't see Florida, though. Yeah, I don't see Florida. Yeah, we play in Ottawa, who's got 60 freaking wins. And Ray Emery in the net. We have Marty Biron. Ottawa's been, like, on fucking fire. We better do something in Ottawa, get at least a point, because Florida is on hiatus. Well, Danny Heatley, good goal scorer with the Thrashers. Unfortunately, that car crash that killed Dan Snyder ruined his career. He did okay after that, but not much. He even lost the NHL 2004 cover art to Joe Sakic. Danny Alfredson, I fucking hate that guy. Mike Fisher, who got married to Carrie Underwood. Anton Vermette, Peter Schaefer, Patty East, Jason Spezza. He was a pretty good player for the Islanders and the Leafs. Brian Smolinski, former Islander. Zdeno Chara, former Islander. And Bruin, well, before he was Boston defense, one of the best defensemen since Ray Bork. Chris Neal, tough guy. Wade Redden, who went to the Rangers, big mistake. Andres Medeiros, Chris Kelly, Marty Havlat. He would go on to better things for Chicago. Brandon Bochenski, Brian Potier, Flacco Ferrata, former Sabre. Anton Volchenkov, Chris Schubert, Brian McGrattan, Chris Phillips, who got 1,000 games. Steve Martins, Danny Hamel, and Tyler Arneson. Now, of course, thinking, wait a minute, they played Ottawa. Technically, yes, but that was a simulated game. If it's a second game there and we win, that counts. So we're going to Ottawa. 3 minutes into the game, Ottawa puts a penalty at Schubert. Can we take advantage? No. 1 minute later. Aggression? They have a chance and they miss. 3 minutes later. Aggression? They take a penalty. We got aggressive. Attacked. But we killed the stone on them. Much later. No, Avinagon was trying to score. No score through 20. 3 minutes later. Address, he scores! The guy who ruined that overtime 1-0. These 61 teams, I'm good. Chance for Alfredson. No. 4 more minutes. Aggression? Oh, we got aggressive with Roy. My boy Roy. Well, at least we don't give up a goal. 5 minutes later. Chance for us. Fuck. We're in deep trouble. Ottawa looks good. Yeah, this is game number 78, so we will have 4 more after this. 4 minutes later. Aggression? And Heatley scores. It's 59. 2-0. Oh boy. Oh boy. 3 minutes later. From that, no. 4 minutes later. Aggression? Oh, you got aggressive. Empty net. Toothless. Very toothless. Florida didn't play, but man, we botched it. April 9th, my 21st birthday. Florida played Tampa. Buffalo doesn't play. Does Tampa help us out? No, not even close. Fook. Our next game, well, we actually have to wait. That's right, we have to wait. The 11th, we play. No, we don't play. Florida plays in Toronto. We need Toronto to help us out. Our old friends from the QEW, we need their help. They don't help us out. Damn it. You guys can't help us. We play Montreal, and we beat Montreal 4-1. Montreal is only 4 points back of us in the division, but we win. Miller beats Huey. Murkoff scored, but we scored Pominville, Vanagonoff, Drury, and Vanagonoff. I didn't realize how much Montreal was closing in on us. So we play. We don't play on Thursday. 13 games and we don't play. But we need Ottawa's help. Well, Ottawa kind of helped us with the overtime goal by Massarles, but that was only 1 point. We needed both points taken off them. And we play 3 games in 4 days. I got 3 games in 4 days. We go to Montreal, La Soirée de Hockey Wilson, as we call it. We need Ovechkin's help to fuck Florida up. But it doesn't work. Standings wise, seedings, we are 3 points back of Florida. Yeah, we're 3 points. We have 102 points. We would be fourth. Ottawa's crushing it. 10. Florida's got 105. We got 102. The good news is they finished. They have only 1 game left. We have the game against Montreal and then 2 more. So we have a pair of games in hand on those guys. We can still catch them technically. Montreal is 6 points back of us. Yeah, Montreal can't catch us. They would have 100 points maximum. So yeah, so we can't. Well, Montreal might be fighting off Atlanta for that 6th seed in the Devils in the first round. So Philly leads the Rangers by a point, and they have the game in hand. The Islanders can't catch, and neither can the Leafs. So it's down to Philly Rangers. In the West, Detroit looks pretty good. Dallas and Vancouver both 103 points. Nashville has 110 points, but Detroit leads their division. San Jose leads by 3 over Edmonton and Calgary. Well, they're in. Yeah, they're in because Edmonton and Calgary only have 1 game left. I feel so bad for them. They had 89 points. They would be in the 8th seed fighting with the Flyers. But 42 wins is not going to get them in. Yep, the best was 91. So the Sharks nip them. They can still catch Colorado for 7th and a date with Dallas. Detroit's got 61 wins. Ottawa's got 63. Who really wants Ottawa? Who really wants Detroit? Yeah, our regular. Well, Florida's 6-7 in extra time. We're 5-8. So that could be the one thing is the overtime. Yeah, we at least we're like Florida. We can't win in the shootout. We've only played 2 shootouts. San Jose, yeah, Vancouver's played all their games. Minnesota's played all their games. Vancouver. So quickly, let's take a look at the summary. Devils lead the Flyers by 5 points. So the Devils win the Atlantic. Philly can't catch. Ottawa crushed us in the Northeast, but we're second. We're guaranteed second. And Carolina won the Southeast. So, yeah, Ottawa's the 1 seed, Carolina's the 2 seed, Devils will be the 3 seed. The Central, Detroit's crushed Nashville. Vancouver is lucky that Minnesota ran out of games too because they win the Northwest. And Dallas has the Pacific. So, right now, Dallas has a few games. Dallas just needs a point in their next 2 games to get the 2 seed over Vancouver. Detroit's the 1 seed. Okay. Goal scoring. Yeah, we don't have anyone. Biron's down to 9th in goals against. Emery, Osgood, Legacy. Detroit's just doing it. Hasek 7th. Alex Old is picking up speed in the goals against. Miller's 13th, which isn't half bad. I like that. So that's all I got for this video. Anyway, Jeff, I'm going to do.